Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Speak podcast. Today, we're doing something a little different and, well, I think rather exciting. Instead of our usual deep dive into, I don't know, complex theories, we're grabbing our imaginary passports. We're heading off to explore a fantastic travel destination.
Ooh, intriguing.
Yeah. And it's just perfect, we think, for anyone wanting to practice their everyday English. Think of it as a fun, accessible adventure for your ears.
Absolutely. Let's maybe forget the really crowded, typical tourist spots for a second.
Okay.
We're setting our sights on Kawasaki. It's kind of an unsung hero, nestled right there between, the bright lights of Tokyo and the cool streets of Yokohama in Kanagawa Prefecture.
Kawasaki.
Okay.
Okay, I've heard of it, but it feels like a bit of a well-kept secret. Tell me more. Why Kawasaki for, like, a getaway and some English practice?
Well, Kawasaki has this really interesting backstory. It started out as a big industrial center, a real powerhouse.
Right, industry.
But it's really evolved. Now it's this wonderful mix of age-old traditions, some seriously cool, maybe even quirky pop culture. And this is important for any happy traveler, some absolutely delicious food.
Okay, tradition, pop culture, and amazing food. You've got my attention. That's like the travel trifecta, isn't it?
Pretty much.
And you mentioned it's easy to get to, like really easy.
Couldn't be simpler, honestly. From the middle of Tokyo, you're looking at a super quick train ride, maybe 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Barely time to finish your coffee. And from Yokohama, even quicker, like 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah, so that easy access makes it perfect for, a spontaneous day trip.
Brilliant. So for this little audio adventure of ours, what sort of gems have we dug up? What sources did we look into to bring Kawasaki to life for everyone listening?
We've explored all sorts, really. From the deep roots of its culture, the landmarks you just have to see, to the local food scene, which is full of surprises, and of course the practical stuff, like how to actually get around easily. Think of us as your kind of personal Kawasaki insiders.
Fantastic. So our mission today is basically to give everyone a fun, doable guide to Kawasaki, especially if you've got that travel bug and maybe you want to practice your English along the way.
Spot on. Consider this your friendly, easy-peasy guide to unlocking Kawasaki.
Okay, let's get into it. Maybe start with the practical bit.
Yeah.
How do you actually get around the city once you're there?
Right. Good starting point. Transport. What's the deal in Kawasaki?
So Kawasaki is really well served by two main train stations, JR Kawasaki Station and Keikyu Kawasaki Station.
Okay, two main ones.
And the great news is they're just a short walk apart. Makes hopping between lines really convenient.
Oh, that's good. Less map wrestling. So JR Kawasaki Station first. Who runs that one and what lines can you catch?
Right. JR Kawasaki is run by JR East Japan, the big one. It's a major hub. You can get the Tokaido Main Line, the Kien-Tohoku Line, and the Nambu Line there.
Got it. And like we said, that's your direct link to Tokyo and Yokohama. Super straightforward. And those trains, incredibly punctual, typical Japanese efficiency.
Right. JR for the big city links. What about the other one, Keikyu Kawasaki Station?
Keikyu Kawasaki is run by Keikyu Railway. This line is great for places like Shinagawa. And maybe even more useful for travelers, it's a direct shot to Haneda Airport.
Oh, airport access. Nice.
Yeah, you can be at Haneda in about 15 to 20 minutes. It's a really smooth gateway in and out.
That's a huge plus. So Keikyu for the airport run.
Right.
Now, are these stations just like platforms and ticket machines, or is there more going on around them?
Oh, definitely more. Both stations have really lively commercial areas right around them. West side of JR Kawasaki, there's La Zona Kawasaki Plaza. It's huge, practically a destination itself.
A shopping complex.
Massive one. Then on the east side, there's a Trek Kawasaki, another good spot for shops, restaurants. And around Keikyu Station, you've got a really vibrant mix of places to eat, even cinemas. You could easily kill some time just exploring right there.
So mini destinations right at the stations. Okay, we got the transport sorted. Now, the really exciting stuff. What are the absolute must-see spots, the top 3 things everyone should check out?
Okay, based on our research, 3 places really stand out. First, for a proper taste of traditional Japan, you absolutely have to visit Kawasaki Daishi Temple.
Kawasaki Daishi. Sounds important. Tell me about this traditional welcome.
It definitely feels grand. Kawasaki Daishi, the full name's a bit longer. Kangazan Kinjoin Hiramaji Temple is a really famous Buddhist temple in the Kanto region. It's particularly known for warding off evil.
Warding off evil. Okay, old.
That's seriously old. Founded way back in 1128, it belongs to the Chizan sect of Shingon Buddhism, which is a branch that emphasizes rituals.
Wow, 1128. So centuries of history.
Yeah.
What makes it such a big deal for people?
Well, for one thing, the New Year's visit Hatsumote, it's massive there. Millions of people come hoping for good luck.
Billions.
Yeah, and even on a normal day, you can feel this, sacred atmosphere, especially if you catch the daily Goma fire rituals.
Fire rituals, what's that involved?
They burn these little wooden sticks with prayers written on them. It's quite powerful, visually striking.
Sounds intense. What about the buildings? Anything specific we should look out for?
Definitely the main hall, the Daihondo. That's where the main statue of Kobo Daishi, the founder of Shingon Buddhism, is enshrined.
Okay, Daihondo.
And there's also this really unusual, beautiful, octagonal, 5-storied pagoda. It symbolizes the Eightfold Path in Buddhism.
Octagonal. Cool.
Yeah. And the Great Mountain Gate, the Daemon, built in 77, is really imposing, marks your entrance.
Sounds like a place you can really feel the history. Now, I heard there's a street leading up to it, a shopping street.
Ah, yes, the Nakami's shopping street. It's the approach to the temple, maybe 150, 200 meters long, and it's just buzzing.
Buzzing with what?
All sorts. You find Daruma dolls, those round ones for good luck, and kuzumochi, this chewy arrowroot cake, and tontoko ame candy. We'll talk more about that later. The whole street just feels festive.
Sounds like a great spot to soak up the atmosphere and maybe get a souvenir.
Yeah.
How do we get there? To Kawasaki Daishi.
Easiest way is the Kekkyu Daishi line to Kawasaki Daishi Station. From the station, it's just a short walk, 5 to 8 minutes. Really easy.
Perfect. Okay, traditional welcome sorted. What's number 2 on our Kawasaki must-see list? Something different, I bet.
You got it. Complete change of pace. For our second stop, we're jumping into the amazing, super charming world of Doraemon at the Fujiko F Fujio Museum.
Oh, Doraemon. The blue robot cat. I know him.
Wow.
Yeah, total opposite of an ancient temple. Where is this magical place?
It's in the Tama Ward, and honestly, it's like a pilgrimage site for anyone who loves Doraemon or Fujiko F Fujio's work. It really celebrates his whole creative world.
I can imagine what kind of stuff is inside. Exhibits.
Oh, it's packed with cool things. First floor has loads of original manga artwork. You really appreciate the skill.
Original drawings. Nice.
Yeah. Second floor usually has themed temporary exhibits, so it changes, keeps it fresh. And you can see a recreation of his actual studio. Gives you a peek into where the magic happened.
Seeing the studio sounds amazing. Is it just looking at things, or can you, interact?
Definitely interactive bits. There's the F Theater. They show exclusive short Doraemon films you can't see anywhere else.
Exclusive films.
Yep. And on the roof, there's this awesome playground with character statues, including the Anywhere door, perfect for photos.
The Anywhere door. Need a picture with that.
Totally. Plus, there's a super cute cafe with Doraemon-themed food and drinks and a gift shop with tons of limited edition stuff. Be warned.
The Doraemon Cafe. Sold. Now, hang on. I remember reading something about tickets for this museum. You need to plan ahead.
Yes, absolutely vital. You must buy tickets in advance.
Okay.
You can get them at Lawson convenience stores using their Loppy machines or buy them online. And crucially, entry is timed. There are hourly slots between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Timed entry. So no just showing up.
Nope. Got to book your specific time slot beforehand or you might not get in.
Right. Good warning. So how do we get to this Museum of Dreams?
Couple of good options. You can take the JR Nambu line or the Odakyu line to Noborito Station.
Okay.
From Noborito, there's a dedicated shuttle bus. Takes about 10 minutes right to the museum.
Shuttle bus. Easy.
Or you can take the JR Nambu line to Shukugawara Station, and it's about a 15-minute walk from there. Nice stroll through a neighborhood.
Got it. Okay, so Temple, then Doraemon. What's the third essential Kawasaki stop?
Third stop takes us back in time again, but in a different way. It's the Japan Open-Air Folk House Museum, or Nihon Minka-en, like stepping into old Japan.
An open-air museum with old houses. Sounds cool. Where's that?
It's located within Ikudori-Okuchi Park, a big green space. The museum has preserved about 25 old houses, mostly from the Edo period.
25 houses? What kind?
All sorts, including those distinctive Gasu-style farmhouses, with the steep thatched roofs.
Oh yeah, seen pictures of those.
Designed for heavy snow. And there's even a traditional kabuki stage there, too. Quite something.
Wow. Can you actually go inside the houses? What's it like?
Absolutely. That's the best part. You walk inside, see how people lived. Sometimes you'll see the irori, the sunken hearth, maybe even lit. They often have craft demonstrations too, like weaving.
Craft demos? Like what?
Weaving is common,
Okay.
and there's a craft center where you can actually try traditional indigo dyeing yourself.
Indigo dyeing. That sounds like a fantastic hands-on thing to do.
It really is. A unique souvenir too.
Definitely. And after wandering around these old houses, any chance to grab a bite nearby?
Yes. There's a lovely soba noodle restaurant called Shirakawa Go Soba, and it's inside one of the Gasso-style buildings. Really atmospheric.
Eating noodles in a historic house. Love it.
Yeah.
How do we get to this folk house museum?
You can take the Odaku line to Mukogoku-Yuin Station, then it's about a 15-minute walk through the park.
Okay.
Or you can use the JR Nambu line to Noburito Station, but the walk's a bit longer from there, maybe 25 minutes.
Good to have options. Now, I think you mentioned these last two places are kind of close to each other.
Yes, good point. The Folk House Museum and the Fujiko F Fujio Museum are actually within walking distance about 15 to 25 minutes apart.
Ah, so you could potentially do both on the same day.
Exactly, if you plan it right. They're both in Akuta Ryokuchi Park anyway, so you could even check out other bits of the park, like the Taro Okamoto Museum of Art, if you had time.
That's a great tip for packing things in. Okay, amazing sites covered. Now, equally vital, the food. What are the Kawasaki must-eats?
Right, food. Kawasaki has some really unique local dishes. Let's start with the city's, sort of, soul food. Ganso new Tantanmen.
New Tantanmen. Okay, I know regular Tantanmen, the spicy sesame ramen. What's new about this?
Well, Ganso new Tantanmen, it comes from a place called Ganso new Tantanmen Hanpo. It's quite different. It's this spicy ramen, yeah, but the flavor punch comes from minced garlic and chili peppers in the broth.
Minced garlic and chili.
Oh, and then it's topped with fluffy scrambled eggs and minced meat. The broth itself is usually chicken or pork bone based. It's rich, garlicky, spicy. Not really sesame focused like the traditional kind.
Garlic, chili, and scrambled eggs in ramen. Wow. That sounds intense, but maybe amazing. What makes it stand out?
Well, you can customize the spiciness, which is great, from totally mild to, like, super fiery.
For the brave?
Exactly, and you can add extra toppings. The noodles are really nice and chewy, too, perfect for soaking up that broth.
Sounds like proper comfort food. Is there a story behind it? Why is it a Kawasaki thing?
There is. Apparently, it was created back in 1967. The owner of a yakiniku Japanese BBQ restaurant came up with it.
Yeah.
The story goes he wanted something really satisfying and hearty for the laborers working in Kawasaki's factory. So it really reflects that industrial, hardworking history of the city.
That's brilliant. A dish born from the city's roots. Where can we try this legendary stuff?
There are several branches around Kawasaki, even into Yokohama, but the one near Noburito Station is super convenient if you're visiting the Fujiko Museum or the Folk House Museum.
Perfect location for a post-museum refuel. Okay, what's next on the food tour?
Next up, something slightly different. Tsukumen Tama. They're famous for their incredibly rich pork and seafood dipping noodles, tsukumen.
Tsukum dipping noodles. Love those. And this place is famous.
Seriously famous. It's consistently ranked as one of the top ramen shops on Tabalog. That's like the Japanese restaurant review site. So yeah, it's got a big reputation.
High praise. What's their secret? What makes their tsukumen so good?
It's all about the dipping broth. It's this hot, super concentrated broth that perfectly balances the deep richness of pork bones with the umami punch of dried seafood.
Pork and seafood broth.
Yeah, it's intense but harmonious. They also give you diced onions on the side you can add, which adds this nice freshness. It's clear they pay a lot of attention to detail.
My mouth is watering just thinking about that broth. Where do we find Tsukumen Tama?
Okay. The main original shop is in a place called Oiwakecho. It's maybe a 30-minute walk or a short bus ride from JR Kawasaki Station.
Bit of a trek then.
Can be, but for easier access, they have a branch right inside the JR Kawasaki Tower next to the station. It's super convenient.
Ah, station branch. Perfect. Okay, savory covered. What about sweets? Anything unique to Kawasaki?
For a sweet souvenir with a bit of history, we absolutely have to mention tontoko ame.
Tontoko ame.
Yeah.
Right, you mentioned this back at the Nakami shopping street near the temple. What is it exactly?
Exactly. It's a classic Kawasaki Daishi souvenir. It's a traditional candy made from malt syrup, soybean flour, and a bit of ginger.
Ginger candy. Interesting.
Yeah, and traditionally it's even said to be good for soothing coughs.
The candy that's good for you. Bonus. What about the name tontoko? Sounds funny.
It comes from the sound. The craftsmen use these special knives to cut the soft candy, and they make this rhythmic tontoko sound as they work.
Ah, the sound of candy making?
Yeah. It's quite a performance, actually. It attracts tourists on Nakami's Street. There's one shop, Matsuya Sohanten, where you can often see them doing it. And the candy itself is said to symbolize cutting off bad luck.
Cutting candy, cutting bad luck. I like that. Any other sweets we should look for around Kawasaki Daishi?
Definitely try kuzumochi while you're there. It's that chewy, almost jelly-like cake made from arrowroot,
Oh, right, the arrow cakes.
served with kinako roasted soybean flour and kuromitsu, that dark brown sugar syrup. It's really refreshing and unique.
Kuzumochi and tontoko ame. Sounds like a perfect sweet ending. Okay, so we've got sights, we've got food. How do we put this all together into a manageable day trip?
Good question. The key is thinking about those two main areas we talked about.
Right, the Kawasaki Daishi area near Kikyu Line and the Tama Hills area near the JR Nabudaki lines.
Exactly. Grouping them helps planning. So for a morning, you could focus on the Daishi area.
Okay, so how would that look?
Maybe start from Tokyo or Yokohama, take the Keikyu line to Keikyu Kawasaki, quick transfer to the Keikyu Daishi line, and boom, you're at Kawasaki Daishi Station in like 5 minutes.
Super quick.
Then spend, say, an hour to an hour and a half exploring Kawasaki Daishi Temple. After that, wander down Nakami's shopping street, try that kuzumochi, maybe watch the tontoko ami cutting.
Nice cultural morning. Then what about the afternoon, Tama Hills?
Yep. Head back on the Keikyu Daishi line to Keikyu Kawasaki, walk over to JR Kawasaki Station, it's close, and grab the JR Nambu line towards Noburito or Shukugawara. That ride's about 26 minutes.
Okay, Nambu line. Then what?
Then you have choices. Option 1, Fujiko F Fujio Museum. Remember, you need that advance booking. Allow maybe 2 hours for that.
Option 1, Doraemon.
Option 2, Japan Open Air Folk House Museum. Also allow about 1.5 to 2 hours there.
Option 2, Old Houses.
Option 3, if you're feeling energetic and planned well, you could try and do both. They're about a 25-minute walk apart, but that's going to take a good 3 to 4 hours total for both museums.
Right, maybe ambitious for one afternoon and fitting lunch in.
Good point. If you do Tama Hills in the afternoon, that Ganso new Tantanmen near Noburito Station is right there. Perfect spot.
Convenient.
Or, if you're at the Folk House Museum, you could eat at that Shirakawa Go-Soba place inside the historic house.
Unique lunch. What about dinner?
If you end up back near JR Kawasaki Station later, that Tsukamentama branch in the tower is a great shout. Or just explore the tons of other restaurants around the station.
Sounds like a solid plan. Yeah. Any final practical tips for people planning this?
Yeah, just one big one, really. Trying to cram all 3 main things, Daishi, Fujiko Museum, Folk House Museum, into one single day. It's doable, but it'll feel really rushed.
Right, might be too much.
I'd strongly suggest picking maybe your top 2, or even better if you have the time, split it over 2 days. It'll be much more relaxed. You can actually enjoy each place properly.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Better to savor it than rush. Now, besides those big 3, anything else to enrich the visit? Maybe some downtime options?
Definitely. If you have extra time or just want a break, the shopping around JR Kawasaki Station is excellent. Lazona Kawasaki Plaza and Atre Kawasaki.
The big shopping centers?
Yeah, great for souvenirs, snacks, or just resting your feet. Lazona often has events in its main plaza, too. It could be fun to see.
Okay, shopping covered. What about parks? Any green space?
Absolutely. Ikuta Ryokuchi Park, where the Folk House and Fujiko museums are, is lovely in itself.
More than just the museums.
Yeah. There's the Taro Okamoto Museum of Art, a science museum for kids, an observation deck with nice views. It's especially beautiful during cherry blossom season or for autumn colors. You could easily spend a whole day just in the park if you like green spaces.
Wow, so Kawasaki really does pack a punch. History, manga, crafts, food, parks. Okay, let's do a super quick recap, just the highlights for each main spot to help people remember.
Good idea, like a quick reference.
Exactly. So, Kawasaki Daishi.
That's the big temple, Keikyu Kawasaki Daishi Station, known for warding off evil and has that fun Nakami's shopping street.
Got it. Fujiko F, Fujio Museum.
Doraemon, near JR Noburito or Shukugawara. You absolutely need to book tickets in advance for that one. Timed entry.
Crucial point. Japan Open Air Folk House Museum.
Also near JR Noburito or Mukogaoka-yuen. That's the one with all the traditional Edo period houses. You can try indigo dyeing there, too.
Cool. Food-wise, Gansonu Tantanmen.
Kawasaki's soul food, that spicy, garlicky, eggy ramen. Find it near Noburito Station, among other places.
Yeah, Tsukumen-tama.
The amazing dipping noodles, rich pork and seafood broth. There's that handy branch right at JR Kawasaki Station Tower.
Perfect. And the candy, Matsuya Sohanten.
Yeah, on the Nakami Street near the temple. That's where you can see them cutting the tontoko ame candy with that rhythmic sound.
Fantastic. That's a great quick summary. It really feels like Kawasaki is way more than just a stopover between the big cities.
It really is. It's a genuine destination. You get this amazing mix, ancient faith at the temple, a global icon like Doraemon, a peek into old Japan, and this really unique local food scene.
And like you said, it's so easy to get to from Tokyo or Haneda Airport. Maybe a bit less overwhelming than the giant cities nearby. Feels friendlier, maybe more relaxed.
I think so. It's got this nice blend of history and modern charm. It feels like a place where you can discover, some genuine warmth and interesting stories, a proper hidden gem that might just surprise you.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.